Hey, I'm Barbara from Mom's Place for Grace, and we are back here once again to talk about one of the chapters in my book, Mom's Place for Grace, 5 Keys to Thriving as a Parent with Your Special Needs Child, which is found on Amazon. So, I think we left off with Chapter 3. So this is Chapter 3 of Mom's Place for Grace, and it's called Baby Steps Are Huge. And I think we can all agree that when we look at our children who have special needs, our children have such a hard time growing in leaps and bounds like the typical child. Our children usually grow in baby steps. So we're going to see what that looks like. You know, sometimes our kids need us to make unpopular decisions. What makes perfect sense for a typical neurotypical child doesn't make perfect sense for our kids. So, I have found myself in the unique position from time to time of making an unpopular choice and taking a real gamble. Most of our kids need summer program, and they usually need a special ed summer program. My child is in a self-contained classroom, so he qualifies for a self-contained classroom during the summer. But I decided that there might be something better for him out there. And academics aside, socialization and adaptive skills are key to the development of any child. So I put him in a typical camp for the summer. This will be our 3rd year coming up that he's going to do that. We definitely saw some regression in his academics, but the successes that we saw, especially that first year, were nothing short of amazing. One of the greatest highlights of camp that first summer was when he wasn't dressing himself. Beginning of the summer, this was the end of his kindergarten year, 3 months of which, the end of his 1st grade year. So at that point, he still wasn't dressing himself, and he had trouble with getting clothes on in the right direction. He actually had trouble pulling his clothes on. So I had arranged with camp that I would come to camp to help him on the days we had water play so that he could change from his bathing suit into his street clothes. So they were supposed to let him be the last person in the bathroom, and they were supposed to call me. Well, one thing led to another, and he actually ended up being the first person in the bathroom. So I get this phone call. He's stuck in the bathroom. He can't figure out how to change from his wet bathing suit into his dry clothes. So, like a super mom, I raced to the car and was racing up the driveway. But surprise, surprise, the phone rang again. He figured it out, Coach said. All is well. My son, who has never put pants on by himself before, figured it out. I don't mind telling you, I sat at the top of my driveway and cried for 5 minutes. This was awesome. Now, for a 1st grader, I think most parents would look at that and think, this isn't a big deal. But for my 1st grader, it was huge. Robert Frost once wrote, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by. And that has made all the difference. When you notice a road diverging ahead, remember that nobody knows your child better than you do. Listen to your gut, listen to your heart, and take the road that will best suit your child's situation. I promise you, you will both grow from that experience. Think about how you have seen your child grow and develop. Then think about one small thing you would like to see your child accomplish in the next few weeks. What can you do to make that happen? Mom's Place for Grace. See you next time.